here we go with the next batch of cover stories. I'm going to be doing 4 cover stories, which will take me up to episode 1000. But as I record this, I've only recorded up to episode 983. So I'm going to do this in 2 parts. That's why you're seeing this as part 1. Part 1 is going to be the first 2 cover stories. Part 2 is the second 2 cover stories, which some of these covers appeared on as far up as 994, according to my research. So these 2 is going to be this one, and then the 5 million man, whatever, March, whatever that thing is. And then the last 2 is the Grand Fleet and Burge's Quest, or whatever, Burge, the gangster fortress guy, I think, is who Burge is. He's doing something. So those will be in part 2. Now, if this is regular YouTube, you should see them both appear at the same time. They'll both be released on the same day, within minutes of each other. If you don't see that, something's wrong, or maybe you just haven't found it yet, so search my playlist. Otherwise, let's go ahead and get into this. After depositing Caribou at the G5 base, Jimby journeys through the ocean. Many fish, sharks, sea turtles, jellyfish, squids, and other creatures follow after him, apparently happy to see him. What does Jimby eat? He's got to be eating some of this shit, right? Like, are we saying that Jimby only eats kelp and seaweed and maybe plankton? Because otherwise, his lunch is following him. I'm just I'm asking questions. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm asking questions. What does a man eat? Because this feels very disturbing. Shortly afterwards, a baby sea cat comes up beside Jimmy, crying due to being lost. Some of the fish nearby appear sympathetic, and Jimmy looks on as the sea kitten looks to him for help. Well, that's a very sad cat. So you're telling me. Now, I've up to the point where Jimmy has rejoined the crew. He's officially joined the Straw Hats, even though he hasn't done the toast yet. Watch them kill him, and he's never part of the crew. Well, I'm going to be pissed if he dies. Before he's ever officially part of the crew, I'm going to be furious. But that's not what we're here for. We're just here for this. So, he's late to join the crew. Almost was too late. He came in the very nick of time. Another 5 minutes, the crew might have been dead. Literally, it was that close. Because he's helping a goddamn cat? A sea cat. Whatever the hell a sea cat is, by the way. That's what you're telling me. That's why he was late. Fire this sumbitch. Look, I don't hate cats. I'm just saying, fire this sumbitch. He takes the sea kitten to a sea dog police officer who looks at them, seemingly puzzled. Well, that's not a good... The dog's just going to, abuse the cat, right? Dogs and cats don't get along together, man. Realizes that they live in the same town as the sea kitten and leads the way for Jimmy, smiling widely, and the sea kitten who dries her tears as they follow him. I don't trust this. You're going to get beaten within an inch of the law. However, the town appears to have completely disappeared, which causes the sea kitten to start crying again. There's no crying in sea cats, man. Come on now. Like, Jesus Christ. You gotta have a little bit of decorum here. During the search for evidence, the officer finds this house alone, which has been flipped sideways. What the hell is going on? What kind of conspiracy is this? Look at Jimmy. He's like, The sea kitten and Jimmy discover a sinking ship nearby. Okay. Jimmy manages to push it back up to the surface, much to the relief of the passengers on board. So they were just going to stay on the ship? If your ship goes underwater, you should be swimming to the surface, right? You were just staying on the ship? What the hell is that? He receives a newspaper from the grateful passengers and is promptly shocked when he reads the news of the Straw Hats and Heart Pirates Alliance. So that newspaper is underwater, so how are you reading it? Maybe let's unpack that a little bit. The world is probably, our world is 70% ocean, right? This world is probably 90% ocean. They don't have like massive continents. They just have a bunch of islands, right? So it's probably 90% water. If you're running a newspaper on 90% water, you're going to have the newspaper be of a material that if it gets wet, it doesn't disintegrate like newspapers here on Earth, right? It's going to be printed on something that can handle being in the water because your planet is 90% water. So, okay, I can buy that. That's my headcanon. Because, and clearly the author knows that they were underwater and they still hand over newspapers. So the author's thought of this. This is what the author thought of. Even if it's never been stated, it's what makes sense, right? Again, as Jimmy reads an article stating that various sea beasts were attacking a port town. What do you mean again? He receives a newspaper from the grateful passengers and is promptly shocked when he reads the news of the Straw Hats and Her Pirates Alliance. I guess they mean shocked again. They mean shocked again as he reads an article stating that the various giant sea beasts were attacking Port Town. Okay. Look at him. He looks pretty shocked. He then decides to look around the port town from the newspaper. Did he leave the sea kitten behind? Apparently so. Like, I guess you're on your own, kid. He discovers the ruins that had destroyed the port town were in fact remnants of the sea kitten's town. Oh, wait a minute. So what we're saying is, look at the cat. He's still crying, by the way, and pointing out, hey, I recognize this. So we're saying that there's an underwater town that got expelled out of the water and went on an island and destroyed an island. A town on an island. Okay, that's what we're saying. I guess it is all connected, and I guess it's good that the sea kitten was with you. Locals explained to him that monsters and ruins began to attack their ships and destroy their city, respectively, as offerings to them disappeared. Get them paid. You should have been getting them paid, man. I'm just saying. You get them paid, don't start nothing, won't be nothing. He sees a large amount of offerings missing from their designated spot. So that's where you put the offerings out there where the sea creatures can get it. Yeah, Japan's really big on offerings, aren't they? Almost immediately after this, both the sea dog officer and his home fall into ruins. Fall onto the ruins. Okay. They were expelled out as well. So it's an ongoing process. It's an ongoing process. I see. A shadow retreating back into the ocean. It gives chase. He's about to kick his ass. Look at him. He's going to do that ocean karate shit, man. He finds the offerings as well as a thief who turned out to be none other than somebody I've never heard of, posing as a sea god. I've never heard that name before in my life. The gigantic fishman, oh, that sumbitch, reveals that he is the one responsible for the destruction toward the sea kitten's home, believing the houses belong to humans who put up the offerings. Well, you're a moron, so aren't you part of this team? I guess that's what he did. He was just throwing that shit. He's throwing that shit. Okay, I got you. Jim D scolded him for his carelessness. Yeah, you made him cry. Look at him. He's crying. Well, good for him. F him. You should cry. Now that I think about it, you should cry. F you. Sea beast misunderstandings. One of them sea beasts are trash and shit, man. Look at them. They are terrorizing. Look at that bear, man. I've never seen a bear that angry before. The sea monsters apologized to the sea kitten and the townsfolk. Yeah, you should apologize. Bow. I don't see you bowing. I want your face on the floor. Bow. That's a Japanese apology, goddammit. While inspecting the ruins, Jimby is shocked to find a poneglyph. All these stories are canon, by the way, so, is this going to help us in our search? The ruins of the sea kitten's town are returned to the ocean via the harbor, but they're ruined. They're called ruins for a reason. They're ruined. Well, it looks like a bunch of cats are climbing on it, though, so I guess they're happy with it. The rescued sailors wave goodbye to Jimby and the citizens of the town as they sail away on the sea monster's back. Yeah, I guess that's how they're going to... the second part of their apology is helping Jimby, right? That night, a banquet is hosted with what's-his-name and the sea monsters in attendance. I don't know, man. He can eat an entire banquet by himself. I don't know if I'd be doing all that. The following day, what's-his-name asks Jimby if he can go with him on his journey. We did see them together later, so this must have been before he meets him at Big Mom's place, right? Because I think he was with him at that point. Jimby agrees a new kimono for Jimby and a phonograph. And with a new kimono for Jimby and a phonograph, the two set sail. Was that thank you in English? Why would that be in English? Okay, so I guess that's it. So I guess this takes place before he meets up with him at Big Mom. And then at Big Mom's house, which I think was a TV series at one point, he gets some of his crew members injured, and he takes them away and gets them healed up, and then he rejoins Luffy. So, this diversion, him hanging out with the Sea Kitten, didn't prevent him from meeting up with us in Wano, because this all happened before he met Luffy and crew at Big Moms. Tell me if I'm wrong about this timeline. But it's Sea Kitten bullshit. Big Mom fight. Leave Luffy behind so he can take care of his crew members. Luffy goes to Wano. Jinbe at some point goes with him in Wano. So the Sea Kitten stuff did not delay his return at Wano. By the way I read this. Let me know if I'm wrong. Okay, this next one is called From the Decks of the 5 Million Man March or whatever. Let's go and get into it. Who the hell is Sarami? A flock of news crew go by as he plays with a wrecked pirate ship. These haven't been colored yet, I guess. The people of Fuchsia Village and the Dayton family received the news of Luffy's new bounty. Yeah. It's over $1 billion now, isn't it? Kashiro of the, or $500 million, I think, of the whatever village dojo is upset about his students imitating Zoro's too old. Hold on. I guess we're so close to the front edge of the manga series, they haven't had time to color this yet. Zora's 2 old classmates are happy to see his wanted poster. Kaya and the Usopp pirates are overjoyed with Usopp's new achievement, of course. You know that's right. The Barati staff celebrates Sanji's new bounty. Zeph ponders about the alive only, and Carney rips up the new bounty poster. Najiko watches Genzo. Who the hell are all these people? My God, man. I know we have 1,000 characters in this series, but come on, man. I've never seen either one of those names before in my life. And the character designs don't ring a bell either. Maybe if they were in color, it'd make more sense. Complain about the decency of Nami. Yeah, no shit. Why don't you take that up with the author? Apparently, by the way, I don't know where I heard this. It could have been one of the comments. Apparently, the author's wife encouraged him to make... No, actually, you know what it was? I think it was a video. There's a video talking about how ridiculous it is that I saw. How ridiculous they keep making her tits bigger. Her and Robin, right? Like, it's just ridiculous, right? But the wife was... Apparently, if this is true, his wife encouraged him to do more fan service. Because, look, she's about that money, honey. Let's get that money. And what gets money in manga? Fan service. I get it. I understand it. I don't think it's necessary. I think the series is so popular, he could have her looking like a broom, just straight up and down. It wouldn't matter at this point. Anyway, I agree with him. Are these two people from her original village? Maybe that's her sister? Her, sister? I don't know. Even though he has placed an enlarged print of the photo in his office yet again. I guess that's what's behind him. You dirty dog. What an asshole. Laboon and Crocus celebrate the news about the Straw Hats. So I guess he's still alive. He's another one of those Gold Roger pirates, right? He was a doctor or some shit. 2 other people I've never heard of read the news about the Straw Hats. The Sakura Kingdom soldiers have a new helmet design that resembles Chopper's antlers. Let's see. That's the guy that can turn into an animal, right? I forget which animal. It's like a deer or a bear or something. And that's Chopper's old dog. Okay, that's what's going on. I got you. I guess I have seen him before. Vivi thinks fondly about her friends while on the balcony of the palace as Karoo. Is that how you spell Karoo? I don't think people have been spelling Karoo that way to me. Carefully, the effing duck, the duck, carefully clips out the pictures of the Straw Hats from newspaper. The duck. Ugh. Frankie's acquaintances at Water 7 have received Frankie's new bounty poster. Iceberg, Yokozuna, Yambi, and other galley. These are the ones that loved him, and they had to take his panties, right, so that he would leave with the Straw Hats. Other Galliel shipwrights are apparently, Jesus, try that 5 times, shocked about Frankie's new appearance. Meanwhile, the Square Sisters and a bunch of other people are amused. The Square Sisters. those are the two with the big afros, right? Because the author is obsessed with afros. Okay. I'm still surprised they didn't go with him. What do they got going on in this island that would be more interesting than what has been happening with Frankie? I don't know, man. They would have had a rough 2 years on that island he was on. Monkey D. Dragon, Sabo, who seems visibly pleased with the news, and Kula read about the Straw Hats' new bounties. I want to see his face one more time. Is that Dragon on the left? That is not how he looks in the anime. I took a close look. That is not how he looks in the anime. The anime, he looks better here, if that's him on the left. He looks better in the manga. Kitten and his family read about the new Straw Hats. Kitone. I was thinking that was that stupid kitten from the previous video. Who the hell's Kitone? Is that dude with the two monkeys? I see a monkey with him, but only one. I have no idea who the hell Kitone is. And his family read about the Straw Hat Pirates' new bounties. You know, it's funny. I've had probably like 5-10 episodes with these characters. I knew who they were then. I don't know who they are now. It's just that simple, you know. I still remember Vivi, though. She was from the first 100. Torino Kingdom citizens, whatever the hell they are, received Chopper's new wanted poster. Maybe that's the island he spent. Probably. And his long-arm partners are enraged after discovering Brooks' new bounty. Hercules reads news of Usopp from Newsku while flying aboard a giant beetle. Who the hell is Hercules? I remember the name, and obviously from Greek mythology, but I remember the name from this show, but I can't really see who it is. You know, he's so small in that image, right? I don't know. I can't put a name with the face. Giant beetle, huh? Is that one of the fairies? The scientists of Weathera, yeah, I know them, are trying on new clothes. Are they, like, trying to imitate Nami? Is that what that is? Mihawk and Piorni, so are these two smashing? She's just hanging out on his island. She left his island, went with Zoro back to, was it Sardati or whatever, where they all were, the bubble island where they all were separated and sent away. She was there. When after the time skip, when the two when the crew all joined back together, Perona was there. So she was on this island with Mihawk. Presumably, I thought at first she was trapped there and she had no way to leave. But she left. She went to this other island, and she went back to Mihawk's island. So they must be smashing. That's what's going on. You know, I saw something recently. I guess we saw the Navy was going to try to take out Mihawk, and she was still there. I do remember that. And I think she said she was going to leave, and he said he didn't give a shit. So I speculated even then, I believe. But they must be smashing. Like, that's the only explanation, man, because, like, why is she just hanging out there? Why there? I don't know what their age difference is. She is over 18, right? I'm not sure. Most of the people in the show are so young, right? Anyway, human drills are shown to have farming skill. Taught them bitches how to farm. They didn't want to fight no more because Zoro fought them out of that. It's like, okay, we're done fighting. Ivanko and his fellow Okamas are preparing for some event. Is Ivanko, is he part of the resistance anymore? Because he's got his own crew now, right? But are they like a splinter cell, or do they still take orders from the resistors, or are they completely doing their own thing? I guess I don't know. I know he used to be a resistor. I don't know what the current status is. Interesting. The kids on Fishman Island are wearing the hero's hat they asked for in chapter 653. Okay. Look at old girl back there in the upper left. Silver Raleigh, they misspelled Silvers. Raleigh gambles while reading the news of the Straw Hats' new bounties. He's a gambling fiend. He's another one. You know, I talked about the Admiral Buddha, whatever the hell his name is, Seekong or whatever. I talked about him living his best life in one of my shorts recently. It was from an episode a few hundred episodes back, right? But I just edited it as a short this week. And I talked about how he's living his best life. Silver Raleigh's another one who's enjoying his retirement. Most of these dudes don't reach retirement, right? So you got to be a very deadly pirate to reach retirement. Because most of these cats ain't reaching it. It's just that simple. Marguerite shows Luffy's new wanted poster to the beast of Rushikan. Who the hell is Marguerite? Is she one of Bo Hancock's people? This is another one. I can't really see the character. I think the text is covering where the character is because all the monsters seem to be paying attention to something where the text is. I don't know. Yeah, I'm assuming she's one of the Bo Hancock's people. I need a huge poster that's a who's who of every character who's ever been name dropped in the series. It'd probably cover the whole back wall, right? Or in Silo, they have these tablets and you can just call forth the information. It would have to be like the AI involved, not the shitty AI. We're talking about an actual artificial intelligence would know not to spoil me, would know what information to give me considering where I am, episode wise. And I'd say, who is this? And he'll call forth a picture and show me some clips from the episodes I've seen him in. That's what I need. That's the only way I'm going to remember all this shit. Clarissa, I've never heard that name before in my life, watches a blushing Bo Hancock after she hung in a large image of Luffy's bounty poster in her castle. Clarissa must be the other minion. She has like 2 or 3 female minions directly underneath her, right? She must be one of the others. Okay. I don't think I ever knew their names. Why are you blushing? Kuzan, I know who that is finally, is reading a newspaper while Camel is cooking barbecue. Who the hell is Camel? Boy, this is bad. This isn't good. Yasop and some members of the Red Hair Pirates are reading a newspaper. We pretty much believe that Yasop is Usopp's father, right? Like that's I don't know if it's been confirmed in text as of this episode, but we know his father joined the pirates, and the names are similar, and they don't really look like each other though. That's the only problem. I don't know. It's possible. Shanks reads the news that Straw has new bounties while attending a wedding. Whose wedding? That's a good question, isn't it? Boy, I bet that's a big mystery. How do you even know it's a wedding? Now, I guess we have the church behind him, and what looks like cacti, and a bunch of obviously birds. Those must be the newspaper birds, the news coos. So it's an island with some cacti, and a church. How the hell would you know that's a wedding? The text must identify it as a wedding. Okay. You're not going to get that visually. Well, I guess that's it. I like it. I think it gives us just a little bit more. The thing with Shanks is the most interesting one. But it's just a way of touching base with everybody for the most part. I think maybe we get a little bit of clue of what Shanks is up to. And Kuzan, because I think he's going to come into play at some point. We don't know what side he's going to take. Probably not the Navy side. I think there's 2 or 3 nuggets of really interesting information that's going to have an impact in the future. And the rest of it is just for our entertainment. That's what I'm thinking. All right, like I said, I'm going to watch up to episode 1000 before I do the other 2 cover stories, just in case there's spoilers there.